Welcome back, Sneaky Nation. Sneaky P here, back with all the news around our Madden League after week 2 of the season. The Jaguars getting their first win of the season against the Oakland Raiders. The defense gave up a lot of yards, but it stepped up when it really mattered. They created turnovers that helped win the game. And yeah, as you can see, the other teams in our division have lost. The Colts and Titans, after winning Week 1, both lost Week 2. The Texans, however, after losing Week 1, won in Week 2. So our division is completely tied right now. Obviously, there is still 14 games to go, but I like to see that, the division race is actually close. I mean, granted, things are going to change, but still, it's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and see what we have next. As you can see in Week 3, we are in Seattle. There's no way we're winning that game. Oh my gosh, that is going to be near impossible. Let's go ahead and check out what else we got going on, though. Iowa quarterback Israel Stark throws for 120 yards, but rushes for another 80 and 2 touchdowns to win close game. The fact that he only threw for 120 yards isn't all that great. Pitt cornerback Evan Bell blankets FSU wideouts, continues to remove any player he lines up against from the game. Now that is awesome. Where's number 95? That's a little bit weird for a corner. Buffalo felt it was simply time to let strong safety Tom Zabowski go. I should actually probably look into that with the injury to Cyprian, so that's something to keep an eye on. Looks like Alfred Morse is coming back. We already know all those stories, so doesn't look like there's too many new stories for us. I already progressed the players. I'm not going to be progressing players on camera. That it really takes a long time. It would not be fun to watch it all. I will be doing scouting on camera, however. I will not for this week, though. Again, I'm just going to kind of save up some scouting points, and then we'll kind of get it all out of the way in one video. Not like one video at the end of the season, but like every 4 to 6, 8 weeks. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Team success, we actually went up a little bit. Team popularity, still not good, but once we move to Chicago, it should be better. Staff, we're doing okay with, I guess. I don't know. Stadium, obviously going to be good next year, so that'll be good. Concessions, good. Merchandise is not good. We don't really have many marketable players. A lot of it is dependent on our market, which obviously we are in a smaller NFL market. I've actually been to Jacksonville. It seems pretty big to me. But in terms of the other teams, I guess it's a fairly small market. Ticket price is about average. I'm okay with that. I really wish I could find a way to get merchandise sales up, though. Let's actually look at that. I don't really know what we can do. Marketing, we'll give it a shot. This is all new to me. I haven't messed with this part of the game too much. Media relations, I think this is just telling me what I've done so far. Yeah, it hadn't really helped me out too much. Okay, let's go ahead and look at team popularity. National popularity 6, regional 5, local 52. The fact that we're only 5% regionally is really, really bad. Now, obviously, there are other teams in the NFL in Florida, but that one might even be tough to deal with in Chicago because you got the Bears right next to you, so that'll be interesting to kind of see how that goes. Player marketing, Tim Tebow still leads my team in jersey sales, even though he's a bench player. Really, the main reason I signed him was for his jersey sales. Randy Moss is a guy I should maybe consider picking up just to kind of help my team get a little bit more popular. But I don't know. Justin Blackman did okay, I guess. But if you look in terms of the NFL, like, we're just not doing good at all. Definitely need to start picking up some wins for any of this to change. So hopefully we can do that. We'll see how everything goes. And even Blaine Gabbert's down here. That's kind of interesting. I'm surprised Matt Scott hasn't made the list yet. But maybe they don't take into consideration who's starting. I don't really know. Doesn't look like there's any way to kind of improve that right now, which is a little bit unfortunate. Everything else I think we're just going to kind of have to wait and deal with. Alright, let's look at our injuries. Now, during the game, we read that Cyprian was out for this season. That really sucks. But I really don't know how long Justin Forset's hurt for, so let's go ahead and check it out here. And, oh! Cyprian's coming back! Only 8 weeks! I don't know if that's my training staff that kind of changed that, or if, I guess the report mid-game was likely, I guess. There's no way they would really know how long he would be out at that point. I guess after further medical examinations, he is only out for 8 weeks. That's not near as bad. I was really kind of depressed that he was going to be out the entire season. Obviously, he's my prized rookie right now, so I definitely want to be able to get some experience points to upgrade him with and hopefully make him a better safety for next season when I am going to hopefully compete. Justin Forsett is going to be out 7 weeks. That sucks, but it's not the worst thing ever. I did want to see Robinson get a little bit more carries. This is a perfect way for him to do it and maybe even take over Forsett's spot in the lineup for when he's healthy enough to return. We'll just kind of have to wait and see how that goes. Team stats, let's go ahead and look at the stats from around the league. This is the wrong one. I definitely don't need to go there. Over here to league stats. There we go, season stats. Let's see what we got here. Definitely just want to go to the entire NFL. And Ryan Tannehill, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That means he had 2 touchdowns with no interceptions in the second game. Still very, very good. Alex Smith, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He really doesn't turn it over much. Drew Brees, 5 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. And way down here, Matt Scott still holding strong with 109.5 quarterback rating, 656 yards, 7 touchdowns. He also has 4 interceptions, though. That's not great. We're going to need to improve on that at some point. Chase Daniel apparently, he only 12 yards. I was like, man, Alex Smith must have gone down, but then pretty clear he only completed 2 passes or so. Down the list, see any other names here. Let's just go ahead and look at the touchdown stats, see who's leading the way there. Matt Scott is actually tied with the lead in the NFL for that so far. Definitely having a pretty good season so far, minus the turnovers. Andy Dalton, 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And then after that, you definitely see a lot of our players prior. 4 interceptions. I believe we got all 4 of them. So I guess his first game was okay. Definitely struggled against our defense. So I take that back. He threw for a ton of yards. I think it was mostly his wide receivers getting open though, but throwing 4 interceptions is never good. So that definitely that's pretty much the only reason we got to win that game. So that's interesting to see all that. Let's go ahead to the rushing statistics. Adrian Peterson, 9.9 yards a carry. I really hope I do not play the Vikings this year. Teams run it all over me anyway, so if I were to play the Vikings, I can see him going for like 20 a carry. It would be ridiculous. He has 5 touchdowns too. That's incredible. And again, I guess Frank Gore is hurt because Kendall Hunter is getting the bulk of the carries in San Francisco. Let's see the rushing touchdown stat. 5, 3, and a lot of 2s it seems like. There you go. Let's go ahead and look at the fumbles actually. Check this out. LaShawn McCoy has 2 fumbles. Roy Halou Jr. with 2 fumbles, and then Ray Rice with 2 fumbles. That's interesting. Roy Halou is getting so many. Oh, wait, that's right. We just saw that Morris was hurt, and he's coming back this week. Okay. And then Daniel Thomas leading the way in carries. That's interesting. Jordy Nelson with 19 receptions, leading that category. Wayne behind him. Julio Jones and Roddy White both with 17. That's impressive. Receiving yards. Julio Jones, Andre Roberts, Torrey Smith. Just a lot of the names you would expect to see, except for Clay Harbors working his way up that list. That's awesome to see. He actually has 3 touchdowns, too. Should have put him near the top of the NFL. And he is tied for the lead in the NFL with receiving touchdowns with Torrey Smith, Randall Cobb, and Donnie Avery. Clay Harbor definitely stepping up for Mercedes Lewis, who is now, I believe, with Dallas. And then down here, Armani Edwards, he did not get a touchdown last week. I don't remember how many catches or yards he had, but I do believe he improved on that. So, still love to see Armani Edwards on this list. That's awesome. Blocking, I'm not too interested in this, honestly. Let's just see who's allowing a lot of sacks. Jake Long, wow. Would not have thought that. That's interesting. Pancakes, who's leading the way here? Costanzo, good for him. And Brandon Albert, all right. Nick Mangold and Thomas. Bunch of other names you would expect to see, I suppose. Sacks. Let's check this one out. Justin Houston and John Letoulier is tied for first in the sack department with Jared Allen and Justin Houston. That is awesome. Letoulier really stepped up last week. It's weird, our defense was very hit and miss last week. They made some horrible plays in coverage where the other team's wide receivers were just wide open, but then they turned the ball over a few times. Letoulier got 3 sacks. He forced a fumble and then recovered it. He had a very, very big game for us. Corey Bierman, just some other names. Interceptions, let's check this out. Ike Taylor with 2, Harrison Smith with 2, DJ Moore with 2. 2 again, both last game. He definitely was a great signing for me. I signed him in the preseason. I'm glad I did because he's done very, very well for me so far. Even in the preseason, he came in and made an impact right away. I believe he got an interception his first game. Hayden actually got his interception against me, if I remember right. And just a bunch of one interception players there, I guess. So I didn't mean to do that. Fumbles forced. Let's check this out. 2 for Kerry Williams. Fumbles recovered. Nobody recovered more than 1. Fumble yards. Block. No blocks yet. Safeties. No safeties. And we already know a lot of people had a touchdown. Doesn't look like anybody got a second one because I believe Mayo had 2 last week as well. Let's go ahead and check out the players of the week, and I believe that'll be it for this episode. We might look at the depth chart too now that I think about it. We'll check out the depth chart. Players of the week. Let's see what we have here. Week 2, Adrian Peterson. I believe he got a week 1. He did. Adrian Peterson, again, 216 yards to go and 91 yards receiving. My goodness, 3 touchdowns for him. The Vikings must be killing it because he got 3 touchdowns last week as well. Shane Vereen down there for the Patriots. He got 2 touchdowns, 76 yards rushing to go with 106 yards receiving. That's awesome out of the backfield. OCU Manure, 6 sacks. What? That's not even in the NFL stats thing. Sometimes they glitch. I don't know. But 6 sacks is absolutely ridiculous. And then Woodyard down at the bottom. Woodyard, I don't know how you say it. I know I butcher names. I apologize. 1 sack, 1 interception, and a touchdown to go with 10 tackles. 6 sacks, so, and again, it didn't show it in our stats when we looked it up that way. Sometimes it just doesn't do that. I don't know. It's a problem that every Madden game seems to have. I don't know why every single one has that glitch or why they have not fixed that glitch. It's a little beyond me. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at our depth chart, see if there's anything we want to change. Somebody had an idea, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but I figured I would try. Somebody had the idea to put Tim Tebow at backup tight end, but see, I don't have the option here. So what we can try to do is move him or see if we can change his position here. It might not allow us, but we can give it a shot. We can see if it's going to work or not. Tim Tebow, quarterback. Nope, cannot change it. Alright, well, oh, no, I didn't mean to change his number. Yeah, lose all the changes. I don't care. Yeah, well, I tried. It was a good idea. It was an interesting idea. I was hoping it would work, but at least to give him a shot there. Obviously, we're doing pretty good with Arbor. Stoneburner hadn't done too much yet, but we'll see if he can contribute later in the season. I believe that should be all. So, guys, thank you so much for all the support you have given me throughout this series. Let me know what you want to see. Now's the time to do it. Leave it in the comments. I will try to respond to everything. The ones I don't respond to, it's likely because it won't let me. Some people I can only hit the little thumbs up button. I don't know if it's a Google Plus glitch or what, but I definitely read everything, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. And we're going to have to check Evan Bell out. I'd be stoked to get him. And I will see you guys in Seattle. Later.